So welcome back to another Acceptable Casualties Battle Report. Today we're doing episode 2 of our Judge Dredd campaign for Constellation Z. Back in a second to kind of go over the street rats, who's coming out today, and also who's going to be joining us on the side of the Justice Department. So be back in a flash. So here we have the Go to Block Street Rats. Today we have coming out, we have 2 hero characters potentially coming out on the table. First is going to be Samson, our Jamaican psyker down there, and then he's going to be accompanied by his 3 minions. He's going to have Skullcap Danny's going to be coming back, Little Missy's going to be coming back, and then we have Finn Finley right there is going to be joining us as another minion. And then on turn 3, we possibly might be having the Gooch come in with his big old machine gun if they need help breaking out of the old medical clinic. So this is what we're looking at here for the street rats. We'll be back in a second to check out the Justice Department, who they're going to be having out for this game as well. So here we have the Justice Department's characters for this match. Once again, we'll be having Judge Vinchenzo coming out hot on the heels of the street rats, trying to get the location of where that Constellation Z is. Accompanied by him is going to be the rookie Judge Abbott, who survived the last mission, and then also coming in from reserve, if shizzle hits the fan, you're going to be seeing Riot Judge Huzar with his beat stick and riot shield to come and lay the smackdown on some of these street thugs. So this is what we're looking at here for the Justice Department. We'll be back in a second to kind of go over what the mission's going to be. So see you guys in a second. So we are back for the deployment and mission setup. So this mission is going to be the street rats have broken into this vet/medical clinic, and they're looking for some horse tranquilizer so they can take it back and do a little mixing to make some more of their street drug Constellation Z. So they're going to be having Finn Finley down here kind of doing lookout at the front, and everybody in there is going to be kind of rummaging through looking for that horse tranquilizer. On a roll of a 9 or a 10, they can each use one of their actions to search, and on a roll of a 9 or a 10, they'll be able to find what they're looking for, and then from that point on, they just have to get off one of the table edges, any table edge with the package that they want, and then they'll be good to go. That'll be kind of like a win for these guys. As far as the Justice Department goes, they were coming in, they got the call, somebody broke into the medical clinic, so you have Judge Abbott down here, Vin rolled for her to come in on this side of the table, and then Vincenzo, the Chens, ended up coming down over here on this side for his deployment. So they're just going to have to go in there and try to make a couple of arrests, prevent these guys from getting off with the drugs that they need. As far as the characters that we have in reserve down here, you're going to have Riot Judge Huzar is going to come in randomly on a roll of a 5+ for Vin. Starting turn 3, and then I'm going to have the Gooch starting turn 4. He's going to have the same thing on a roll of a 5+. He'll come in on a random table edge and kind of try to help get the rest of his gang off the table. So this is what we're looking at. Vin and I are going to roll off to see who gets to go first, and then we'll just take it from there. So I'll be back at the end of turn 1 for a recap. So we are back for the end of round 1. I ended up winning the roll-off. So this turn, everybody that was inside, I tried to search. I wasn't able to find anything. We kind of came to the conclusion that turn 1, I was going to need 10s to roll. So 10s to find something, and then I'll go to 9s or 10s the next turn. So yeah, Samson, Little Missy, Skullcap Danny, just messing around on the computer over there. They really weren't able to put anything together at this point. And then Finn Finley was just out front. Couldn't get a line of sight on everybody, and I figured I'd just guard the front door. For Vin's turn, Vin took the Chens. He ended up just swinging him around. Looks like he's going to try to position himself inside this building to kind of cover that front door. And then over here, you got Judge Abbott swung around over there, and it's kind of staring down that front door as well. So I'm assuming Vin's going to probably end up having his street judges make their move next turn. So back in a second for turn 2 and kind of see how things go from here. So we are back here for the end of turn 2, and as you can see, Finn Finley is face first on the ground. So as far as the searching goes, Skullcap Danny is still messing around on the computer right there. Same thing with little Missy's, just having fun on the old surgical computer in the back. And then you got Samson here just kind of messing around in the medicine cabinet. Nobody found anything this turn as well. For Finley, I ended up moving up to get a little bit of cover on the inside of that doorway because I had line of sight down here on Abbott. Fired a shot down there, but I missed. Abbott returned fire, ended up firing an armor-piercing round because I had hard cover over there next to that door, and ended up punching a round through, and then it just took out Finley, so he's face first in the dirt right now. And if you come up over here, Vinchenzo is positioning himself to look out that window right there. He's going to have pretty much a clear view of the front of the medical area and down that back alleyway right there. So that's the way things are looking right now at the end of turn 2. Turn 3 is coming up, and we might possibly see Riot Judge Huzar coming on this turn. So we'll be back in a flash. So we're back for the end of turn 3. Riot Judge Huzar is still on his way to the scene. He's not here yet. For the street rats, I failed to find this damn horse tranquilizer once again. So you got Skullcap Danny and Samson are staying still looking. I got little Missy, kind of moved her up to that little doorway right there so she can kind of watch the front door just in case if Vin decides to push any of his judges in through over there. For Vin, he ended up pushing Vinchenzo up to the window this turn and kind of just doing like a little Overwatch thing. And then back down over here, Judge Abbott continues to make her push toward the front door. So this is what we're looking at turn 3. Turn 4 is coming up in a second, and the Gooch might end up showing up. So we'll see what happens. Be back in a flash. We're back for the end of turn 4. In this turn, things got a little crazy. So I guess we'll start off with the street rats first. So down here for our turn, we tried to throw a firebomb with Skullcap Danny. He missed. I rolled a 1, so we ended up just lighting the side of the building on fire over there. We ended up then searching with him. We searched with little Missy because she didn't have eyes on anybody. And then we also searched with Samson as well. Once again, nobody could roll a 9 or a 10, so we can't find the horse tranquilizer. And then also kept dialing up the Gooch, and we don't know where he's at. So hopefully he can get here next turn and kind of gives a little support because things are getting bad for us. For the Justice Department, down here we had Judge Abbott fire a ricochet shot into the room over there. So instead of rolling, you can get 5 dice to roll against somebody, or you can do the explosive with a range 3. So Vin went with the explosive. He ended up hitting both of them with a pretty decent score. I was able to dodge out of the way with little Missy, but as you can see, Skullcap Dan back there. I rolled a 1 for my agility test and then a 1 for my armor check. So Skullcap is down once again. Over here, you got Chenzo. Didn't do anything, still just doing the Overwatch. And then in the back over here, Riot Judge Huzar made his way onto the table, positioned himself in that building, and he's just kind of polishing the old day stick, getting the shield ready, because I think he's going to come out and bust some skulls if anybody decides to make a move off that back edge of the table. So we'll be back for turn 5 recap in a second. So we are back here for the end of turn 5. The street rats have decided to call it quits. In this turn, I used little Missy there. I tried to fire a shot down here. Vin ended up just diving out of the way. He had cover and everything, so really it was I needed what? You roll a 1 or a 2 to hit. Yeah. So yeah, little Missy couldn't get a shot on Judge Abbott over there. Samson, he looked one more time, couldn't grab anything, headed out the back door, and then was standing back there with his movement for a second action. On Vin's turn, he moved Riot Judge Huzar up over there to get ready to make an arrest. You still had Vinchenzo sitting here looking out the window doing Overwatch. And then down here, you had Judge Abbott push your way into the medical clinic, fired the ricochet shot indoors of 5 dice. Vin ended up rolling like 2 9s, a couple 6s, and a 1. And I think on my agility test, even with all the dice that I had, I think I rolled like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, something.
So
It was bad.
4 shots went through. I was only able to save 2 of my armor, so little Missy ended up getting taken down. So I lost 75% of my force, which meant Samson had to do a will check to see if he stayed on the table. He ended up failing it, but that just means he just ran away. I didn't get arrested or anything like that. So Samson just scurried off the edge of the table and said, "The hell with this, I'm out of here." So it looks like the Justice Department was able to prevent the clinic from getting robbed. So we'll be back in a second to go over if anybody leveled up and what happened to some of these guys that got taken out in the fight. So we are back for the end of game level up and see who got arrested and everything else that went with it. So as you can see, Skullcap Danny is standing up. I ended up rolling a 9 on my minion test. So once again, he was able to break out of the back of the paddy wagon and make his way to the alleys. This guy is... He sucks. He sucks, but he's pretty resilient. I've almost burned down 2 buildings with him so far. And then over here, as you can see, Finn Finley wasn't able to recover from that shot to the chest. So he ended up bleeding out and dying in front of the medical clinic because no doctor wanted to come out and help him. And then little Missy, she ended up getting arrested in the paddy wagon. Oh, no, she got shot, didn't she?
Yes.
Ricocheted, yeah. So she didn't survive the rubber bullet that hit her between the eyes, so she ended up dying as well. So street rats definitely taking a lot of casualties here. We're going to have to go back to the project, see if we can recruit some people to join the gang. For the street judges, nobody leveled up. I think we got 1 experience point for everybody for surviving. And then rookie Judge Abbott got 3 additional experience points. So she has like 7 experience points in her pool, but she still has to survive a couple more missions before she can become an official hero and then lose the rookie status and become a street judge. So that's the end of the game right here. Street judges are the winners. Thanks for watching. We'll do it again next week.